I don't even really want to do an intro anymore. Like
Well,
we've been.
start it.
Yeah, no, I just did start it. Like
Oh.
we've been thinking about this for the past 10 minutes, and we still have no good material. We probably could have just done the video by now. So I'm just gonna start the recording while I'm talking. So yeah, I'm here with my buddy Connor.
Hello.
Yeah, say hello, Connor. And we're playing some Left 4 Dead. This is the original Left 4 Dead. And this is Death Toll? Yeah, Death Toll. And I have Connor here. Connor's playing on the right side and I'm playing on the left. And Connor, this was your first time playing Left 4 Dead?
Yeah, first time.
And well, actually, yeah, that's kind of the reason why I brought you on. Is we're playing this on 360 right now, but you're not really much of a console gamer, are you?
No, I mean, in the past I've had consoles, but I was never so into them to play a lot of games. Like I had the Sega Genesis, and played Echo the Dolphin and Sonic the Hedgehog.
But what about like 3D gaming? Have you?
Not on consoles too much. I mean, through friends, like Halo after class, stuff like that. But
yeah,
no, I've always been more into PC gaming. I like the mouse.
Okay, but you have played Halo, like that's that's actually what I wanted to talk to you about.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Oh, you're a funny guy, Connor. But yeah, that's kind of actually what I wanted to talk to you about. I'm pretending like I'm talking to him about it for the first time, but this is actually our second take here, so I know what's gonna happen. It's pretty awesome. Listen up.
It's okay.
Yeah, but okay. So the thing is, like, I've always had this theory that if you can't use two sticks, like the two joysticks, to control movement in a first-person shooter, that's got to be like some kind of serious defect, like on the level of like literacy. Am I right about that?
What do you mean by
in
defect?
This argument earlier. Well, no, like maybe not like a defect, but like what do you call that? Like that's I equate it to a literacy. Like it's just something that you
have to learn.
Well, yeah, but you expect that everybody would pick that up, Like,
pretty fast, you mean?
Yeah. You're kind of robbing yourself of a lot if you can't do it.
Well, I mean, a lot of people point this out, and especially adults. My kids are, super amazing at this. How can they press all the buttons? I don't know what they mean, right?
Yeah.
But it really just amounts to early exposure. So getting used to a controller. Our generation and the even younger generation than us, we're what, 22, 23.
Yeah.
Will be substantially better each generation because of exposure rate, right? And it pretty much comes down to what's called in the behavioral psychology in developmental psychology is the critical period, and it's roughly, give or take, statistically around 7 years of age. Every time, or time before 7 years, kids will pick up things super fast. Their brain is constantly adapting to new stimuli, and so that could be an explanation, for the learning curve. It really just depends when you start.
It's really for awesome rants like that I wanted to have you on my show, Connor, I have to say. But no, like I have heard that before about, at a certain age, you're more inclined to learn things, like especially like at younger ages, it's easier for you to learn languages as that part of your brain is developing or whatever. Yep. I think that's how it works, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, language is a great example. The most striking example is what's called feral children, right? Children
right.
who have not grown up around humans.
Right.
And if you find a feral child, which is rare, I guess, but not as rare. Anyways, you find a feral child. After the critical period, it's really, really hard to. They have a really hard time adjusting to human life. But if it's before the critical period, especially language, they can learn full grammars and such. Yeah.
Well, see, that's why I bring this up, is because, like, there's a part, I think it's actually right here, so this is perfect, or coming up very soon at least, where I get owned by a tank, and you just jump in and save the day. And, well, that's what I was kind of thinking, is like, you've only played Halo in your past, and you pick this up really fast, like... I mean, you might not be amazing at the game now. I don't know if we're playing on normal or advanced. I can't remember, but you held your own. Like, you did really good, better than a lot of people I've played with. And so, how were you not some sort of like feral child to the idea of having two sticks in your hand and just using one for movement and one for?
I'm not sure.
Perspective.
I mean, I always hated playing GoldenEye. That was with one stick.
Mm-hmm.
I always found that very, very frustrating, trying to line up the gun to where you want it to shoot.
You could hold down the R button. I don't know if you knew that trick, but if you held down the R button, you got free aim.
Yeah.
But you couldn't move while you were doing it, so it was kind of...
Oh, free aim. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. But
not the same. Anyways.
Yeah. What were we saying? Okay, well, yeah, I didn't have much experience with the double joystick for movement and
perspective.
Perspective, yeah. But I mean, I played first-person shooters on the PC, which essentially is the same thing, movement and perspective, but the movements with the keyboard, perspective with the mouse. So I guess, I mean, that sort of, at least for me, transferred very easily. Yeah, so that's my answer.
So, I don't know, like, your answer is basically that you played, it's from your PC game knowledge that...
hand-eye coordination for this, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still,
but it's not completely different using your thumbs and using your whole hand?
It's a bit different, and I don't know if you'd be able to see it by watching the video and then watching me play a video game with a mouse, but it definitely does feel slightly harder, slightly more difficult. But I think the point is that, you know, since I grew up with games, in general, I could pick up any controller and figure it out pretty fast.
I see.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, it might be slightly different, like the cursor rate, for instance, on a mouse. You could set it more sensitive than it is on here, but
you can actually set sensitivity on a lot of Xbox games.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, what I mean though is that the only main difference though is sensitivity and really just how it feels in your hand, right? So
yeah,
that's the only thing you really have to adapt to. If you already know, hand-eye coordination for first-person shooters, then I think it's pretty applicable to any types of controllers that you can use in those games.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we're getting to the safe room here. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about or pimp out before we run the home stretch here?
Well, I'm just concerned that who's the old fart? What's
Bill?
his name? Yeah, Bill. I think he's a bit prejudiced against what's his name? Joe?
Lewis.
Or Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed very distrustful of him. He asked me, how well do you really know Lewis? And I was taken aback. I mean, we're trying to survive here.
we were in the safe room waiting for Lewis to die, and Bill kept saying that quote, and we were waiting for him to die because he was just he was a bot that we were playing with. So, and we were already in the safe room. He was just gonna start with 50 health next level anyways instead of 30. You know how it works. But yeah, so other than that, no, you don't have any websites, YouTube channels you need to pimp out.
No. Oh, that's
no
what you meant by
blogs.
pimp out. No, no.
Oh, well, anything you want to send us off with?
I guess,
Quick.
good gaming and good night.